Locker.
Welcome to the Locker, Season 6, Episode 7. Your man A. White, along with Van House, V Styles. A lot going on, man. I got a story to tell you.
Oh,
I don't. It ain't gonna be. You might make it beefy, but it's interesting. It's just interesting. But
all right. Hey, I'm V Styles, and I'm ready to hear the story. I'm ready. Hear this. Hey, I want you to understand. I don't want to hype this up too much because I don't know what the story is.
Nah, it ain't hype-upable, but
you'll
find it interesting based off our last show.
If he got a story, he got a story. All right. You're going to hear it. Here you go.
I know you've listened to, when you have an opportunity to listen to Sunday Morning Sports Talk.
Yeah.
Somehow I just forgot to ask for media credentials to women's basketball for the tournament because they were playing at home. In the middle of the show, I get a call from some people. Well, Larry Vaught gets a call. We got your media credential, NCAA media credentials.
Oh,
yeah. Mind you, I've been going to gymnastics meets all this time.
Right. So
I'm enjoying it with former women's basketball point guard Erica Jackson, my coworker now. Okay. So me and her. So I didn't sit in my media seats because I was also offered seats by the W1974 collective.
Oh, you rolling deep.
Nah, it ain't that. So I don't know if I'm reporting an infraction. So I'm like, man, every time we go to gymnastics things, I slide over into the box where the hobnobbers are.
Okay.
I don't know if it's appropriate for me to be in with the hobnobbers. And I think they pay a pretty good penny. So I wouldn't want nobody just coming over here just thieving.
Right.
I do think our show does a great job of putting female sports on Front Street. So
right.
I think it's what they call it, in-kind donation. So it just so happens the guy that's working at the door is a coworker. Not coworker, work in school district. So I work some programs with him. So I was, what's up, man? Trying to get in there. Oh man, you good? I know you good. Boom. Get up in the joint. Get up in the joint. Grab it. Ain't nothing in there but little sliders, hot dog. You know what I mean? What they call that stuff? Buffalo chicken dip. It ain't like it. Ain't serving steak or nothing in there.
Okay.
Grab me a dog. Grab me a drink. We'll spit the other little thing, whatever it was. Spit that out because it wasn't talking about nothing. On my way back out, my dude was like, "You ain't supposed to be in here."
The same thing.
He was smiling because but his demeanor. He like, "Man, you ain't supposed to be here." On my way out, man, I mind you, I've been there like 15 minutes. I hugged on people, boosters, and people I know. And I was like, come on, man, you tripping. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. And there was a little short Caucasian lady standing next to him. I don't know what her role was or nothing. She never said nothing even when I was coming in, when I hollered at him, or when I was going out. So I'm like, all right, cool. You playing? He's like, no, I'm serious. Like, you ain't supposed to be here. So I'm like, so y'all, nobody just came and tapped me on the shoulder and said, you got to leave. Nobody said nothing. So I'm still the whole time I think he's playing because that's that's my people, associate people, not my people that come to my house and hang out.
Okay.
If I see you out, I'll see you. If I see you out at the bar, we have a drink. So I walk off and I said, and I point out because I still think we playing. I said, man, tell Mitch Barnhart I'm upset about that. Go back to my seat, watch the game. Woo. Georgia Amore comes up a little bit short on the floater. I'm on my way out. I go down to the press because I was supposed to talk to people at the press. And I hollered Larry Vaught, Tony Neely, Dick Gabriel, the normals.
Right.
And I'm like, told Larry Vaught, I was like, where's so-and-so? He's like, today ain't a good day to talk to her. And I was like, okay. All right. So let's slide out the back door. I'm go all the way down the tunnel, all the way to the back door. Anthony. What's up? What happened to you up in the box? What do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? I don't know. They said that you were very rude and disrespectful.
Ooh.
Huh?
Oh shit.
No, I'm talking these are big dogs. This ain't just no something.
Right.
This ain't no security guard. This is a big dog asking me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, I was talking to Glenn. I don't know what happened. They just said you were rude and disrespectful. And I was like, nah, Glenn is my coworker. Like I was just playing with him. Well, you know you're not supposed to be in there, right? No, I didn't know that. How didn't you know that? I didn't go back and forth because I already felt it was a tense situation. I didn't know I ain't supposed to be in there because every other event that I've been at in media capacity, I've been in there. So I don't know. But then again, it might have been NCAA credentials that don't allow you to partake with the fan base. And I think that may be what it was. Take you to the crib real quick. And I'm not saying this is bad on anybody. It was a learning moment for me. And I'm staying out of this media shit from here on out. I always learn something new every time I do something. I'm not supposed to wear hats on Media Row or something. Anyhow, I said I was just playing with a friend. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be in there. And they said, how do you not know? I said, because I don't use media credentials all the time. I did not say when I go to other female events, I use media credentials. Wendell Childs came to a game with me in football. He went to the press box with me as a guest.
Right.
So I don't know what the rules are. They said whatever you said about Mitch Barnhart is what set him off.
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious?
So I say, if you listen to my show, my podcast, if you listen to our show on my podcast, we support Mitch Barnhart too. I was just joking with a friend, and that was it. So I don't know where it stands at this point. The next morning, I sent a letter of apology, but I'm just like, and here's the thing. Now, if I prove to them that I was supposed to be there or I got access to that location, are they going to apologize to me? But so it went from me being elated that I got to go to the UK basketball game to being down that we lost on the last second shot to now I'm being snubbed saying like, wow. And no, I'm not. And this is nothing. I'm not telling you to be like, oh, I ain't gonna say they're a little tight in the ass the way they handle things. But I'm like, I've only been in several media credential situations, and there's always something. And like I said, I may have been in the wrong. I don't know all the rules. So I'm gonna keep my ass out there. Same way I don't get into drugs, go to trap houses, and get into shootouts. But go ahead.
So, Anthony, you can say all the BS that you said, all of the what coulda, shoulda, woulda, houlda, all that shit you just talked about. You just said the most important thing was the only reason they're on your ass is because you said something about Mitch Barnhart. All that stuff. Hey, they said, well, you ain't supposed to be in there. They ain't say, man, get your ass up out of here. They ain't say, don't come back. They ain't say, you dumb ass, why you came in there. They said, no, Anthony, you really ain't supposed to be in there. But that's cool. It's cool you in there. But what the word you said? You acted disrespectful? Was that the word they said?
They said I was rude and disrespectful.
Rude and disrespectful. Now, first of all, we know you ain't gonna be rude and disrespectful because
now don't sign off on that.
Oh, because first of all, you went at the bar and had your cup of drinks.
I was in some type of capacity.
Right. You was in your right mind at that point. So I know you ain't gonna be rude and disrespectful in that moment. So basically, what they got you for is locker room talk with your boy, and someone just overheard it. Because some reason your boy got tight. Because your boy let you in. Then when his cohort came You know you ain't supposed to.
No,
be
she was there when I went in.
Okay, well, okay.
She seen us interact.
So
I don't. Now, hold on. I'm gonna say this as well. His demeanor is always lax. Like his demeanor is always kind of like, you know. So that's why when he was like, it was like if he would have been like, man, you weren't supposed to be here. Oh my bad. I would have tiptoed out. Apologize to everybody. I thought the whole thing was a skit. Now, here's based off what you said before we get into what I got to talk about, because what I want to talk about first is what is a women's basketball game. So we already on the topic, but I'm kind of like you. I don't know if you took it that I didn't say nothing bad about Mitch.
Right.
Well, I don't know if they think I said something bad about Mitch. Like I'm gonna get on Mitch. Like, oh, what the hell can I do to him? Like, I mean, he can ban me and do whatever, but I don't know. Or was it the fact that you reprimanded me and I'm thinking it's a joke? And I said, I'm going to get Mitch on y'all. And they felt threatened. That's where I'm kind of confused. Because my whole thing was you kicking me out, man. I got a bone to pick with Mitch with Mitch Barnhart. That might have been what I said. Like, I can't come in here. And that comes across as arrogance. But the whole time I'm thinking it's a joke. And I don't know if it's fixable, because once you meet somebody the first time, you just meet them.
Man,
or I could just stop supporting. I could just stop supporting all this stuff. It don't make me no difference.
Right. What I told you, when Anthony has a story, that's a story. That's a story there. That's some bull.
I think it's a whole bunch of misunderstandings that I think could have potentially, or could potentially be a problem.
No, and if that was me walking up in there, different story. First of all, I don't know the person at the door.
Right.
We're not associates. Second of all, I'm not in the media. I don't have media credentials. I haven't been in the business for 20 years. Like, I don't have any of the things that you. So for me to go in there with no care in the world and then come out, hey, these Swedish meatballs popping, you know. Now, if I did that, understandable. But for them to put that on you is a stretch. That means somebody in there either took it wrong, they hear the whole story, or they pissed off because they let you in here.
Those are the two. I talked to some OGs in the media game. Those are the two stories. The guy that I was bull jiving with, he got in trouble, and he threw me under the bus. Or is the other thing you said, somebody took it wrong. Like they obviously took it the wrong way, but that was so from the time of the show when I get the news. All right, man, shoot, let's go.
Right.
To the way the game ended to this, I'm just like, dude, that was a 2.5 hours of just all types of damn emotion. Well, the game was a little bit prior to that, so I was just like, I don't know. I just kind of, I really shouldn't be saying nothing about it, because I think it was a huge misunderstanding. And the big dogs that came up to me talking to me about it, I don't want them to think I was putting it on blast, because anybody gonna think what they want to think about it. But some of the OGs in the media game, they feel like you feel. Like, that's BS, dude. Like, but I don't go to a whole lot of events.
But hey, hold on. Let me add something else to this. You got in and got out.
Right.
You ain't hover. You ain't.
I did take a hot dog and a drink out with me, though.
But Anthony, come on. You ain't hover.
That might have been an NCAA violation, though, is what I'm saying.
You're not an athlete.
No, but I was in there. They saying I was in NCAA capacity.
It don't. You okay?
I don't.
What? Okay. What's the violation? Who is gonna be in trouble? You?
Me taking gifts. Oh, well, no. That's BS. Now what you talking? That's BS, because that is basically me taking advantage of something, and that's what the NCAA makes rules for. You can't take advantage of who you are and whatnot.
But who is going to get penalized? Just you. Someone on sports talk ain't gonna get penalized.
UK. If I got the credentials because I'm a UK, they could tie it back in the UK. Possibly, I don't know. I have no idea.
You ain't affiliated with UK. You just a media member. You ain't part of UK media. You are a media member. The only person who can recommend you is iHeart.
We don't work for iHeart. We work for Tom Leach. Tom Leach pays iHeart.
Okay, well, Tom Leach he's the only person who can do something to you. Because you ain't a UK employee.
So they just let us. You're saying they just let a civilian in?
So, I'm not gonna get political. That's like someone giving you security clearance.
You stupid.
Right? You got security clearance without passing security. You got into the group chat illegally. I mean, how they can't be mad, Anthony. They have two people at the door. You know how sometimes the kid where you can get there before the people get there, you go get you something, then hop on out, right? You got a backdoor entrance before the people really get finished set up, and then you go take you something. You didn't do that. You went through the front door. They opened the door for you. You took you a couple snacks, didn't sneak out. You went back out the door you entered after chumming it up with a couple people. So it wasn't like you were trying to sneak. You chummed up, dapped up, hugged, conversed.
With some big donors and supporters.
So not only did you get in there, you ran the rounds a little bit, kiss babies, shake hands, then you left. So what the fuck is the problem? This makes no damn sense. Now it just got worse. You ain't going there with like a weird.
I should have called you Sunday.
No, it make no damn sense.
I should have called you Sunday. You'd have made me feel better. But it makes for good. I think you makes for good podcast that you just came out. Because now I feel like that is funny shit. Right? No. So either one or two things. My dude got in trouble. It could be both of them together. My dude might have got in trouble. And the little lady, she felt I was disrespectful because she knew I was. But I was telling you, maybe she didn't know the rules. And maybe at that point in time, they were told, don't let media people in here. And she didn't know I was media. He didn't know I was media because I'm a friend. If I'm friend media sometimes. I'm going to say this and we're going to move along. I'm going to say this. Since we're already on this terrible stuff, I'm going to say this and I'm going to move along. So I was going to a football practice one day. And I was asked by somebody in the media, not media, somebody else in sports information, if I was there. Media wasn't allowed, but former players were. So I shrugged. Well, you know what? Don't even worry about it. And I pimp off. I left. So at that time, I felt it's extremely disrespectful to me because even as a former player, if I see something, I'm not going to report it media-wise. I got to wait for Matt Jones and them KSR. I got to wait for them to report stuff because they got to be the first ones to report something. So that did happen that time when I was going to practice. That was closed to the media, and they told me media wasn't allowed. But all my former players all my teammates walking in practice. Anyways, let's go. What are we here for?
Oh, that's funny. So what? Which one supersedes? Because you are a former player. So you were a former player before you're a media member, so you should be still able to go, right? That makes no sense, dude. Somebody messing with you, man. God, dog it. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm getting old, man.
I can't figure it out, man. I'm tired of trying to figure it out, man. I'm just gonna stay in my lane, man. Just stay in my lane. Tell Larry Bart he can do the coverage, man. I'm just going.
That's some BS.
I'm trying to get better at my craft. Go to the events, see the atmosphere, see the people up close. But being better at my craft lets me know. So Clara Silver is leaving. She didn't get as much time, and I like her, but now since she's not gonna be a cat anymore, I think she threw off the flow of the game against Kansas State. She had to be in because that big girl was going to work.
Right.
But she took some bad shots. The offense was stagnant through her. I will say this. I'm gonna let you get your opinions off. I will say this. Your girl Tyler's leaving.
Yes.
That's what throws me off. You good. Only reason you didn't get on the court is because you playing against one of the best point guards in the country. Playing behind one of the best point guards in the country. And now she's leaving and you decide to leave. Now, it could have been an exit interview. There could have been some stuff said in the exit interview. But I liked her when she got in there. She was tough. She was gritty. Now you got a year under Brooks. You know what he expects. He may know what he expects out of you, and it might not match up. But you seem like you don't agree with me. I felt like that was a bad move with Tyler. For Tyler.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you, Anthony. Oh, I got a whole lot of shit to say. All right. First of all, I understand why Silver left.
Right.
That's not a shock to me. Now, Tyler is not a shock, but it makes I don't want to say happy. It makes me get to the point of Kenny Brooks got some shit up his sleeve. That's all that it tells me, because I want people to understand that with Jordan Obi and Parova, if they would have not gotten hurt, Tyler would have never seen a minute on the court anyway.
Right.
But those are two big guards.
Right.
If also we had them, the rotation of Hassett, Streck, Key, and those two helps with the rotation. The front court also takes some of the pressure off of D-Law in Georgia.
Right.
Our problem was a depth issue, which we had depth until they both got hurt.
Right.
Because honestly, we only had 5. Silver is a freshman. She wasn't really supposed to play this year.
Tyler gave us good minutes.
No. But really 5. Tyler gave you good minutes, but Tyler it's hard to play Tyler on the same court.
Who was the 6th person to come in? I mean, who was the 7th person to come in? Who came in the front court?
It was either Lexi Blue. It was Lexi Blue.
No, the front court.
Lexi Blue and Silver.
Lexi Blue is a forward?
She's a wing.
Oh, okay. I thought she was 2.
So it was Silver, Lexi Blue, then it became Tyler sometime after when conference really started hitting.
Okay.
All right. The problem is that 2 of them are true freshmen who are not really anticipating to play, because you had 2 ladies that were transfers. Right. So now you lose your 2 transfers. Now it took Tyler a minute to get. I don't know why. I don't know why she didn't play early, but whatever the reason, she finally turned the corner and she got some minutes. But Silver's just not ready for this conference.
Nah, yeah.
She ain't ready for this conference.
Too physical, maybe a little too fast for her.
Exactly. Here's the thing. People want to say that we need big road graders. No, we don't. When those road graders, when Lee had to go on the defensive side and guard Streck or Key, she was getting cooked. Right?
Right.
The problem is Key doesn't know how not to foul. She's been in foul trouble every game since February.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. We just didn't have front court depth. Get some front court depth, and all you got to do is really replace Georgia, which is a hard one to replace. Dude, this team, if you find a guard that can just initiate, start the offense, understand when to go fast, when just be a high IQ point guard. Dude, you got 3 of your starters back. Lexi Blue should turn the corner. You got two ladies who would have been stars on this team coming off injury, and they're gonna be beasts. This team is set up for a great run. We just need a guard, and we need some depth. And we don't lose that game if Georgia's not off.
Ooh.
No, not in a bad way. But we were in that game with Georgia had one of those bad games.
It's in a bad way. I was told that's probably the worst game she ever had. You know it's bad? You have a terrible game. You missed the final shot, and that's your last collegiate game.
Well, I will say this. The last 8 minutes of the game, she balled out.
You sound like a Brett Favre fan.
No.
How many last minute comebacks Brett Favre had? Yeah, because he threw 3 interceptions.
But you said without her.
Oh, absolutely.
In the last part of the game, we don't get to overtime, and then we don't have a chance to win. And we had that last possession. We had 3 shots.
It was designed perfectly. She could have got closer. Probably. I was in it. She probably could have got a little closer, but your head ain't. Head ain't really counting the clock. Take that. And she was wide open. Here's the thing. I'm not mad at her for missing. I'm just saying. But here's the thing. Even more than that, with me and EJ, Erica Jackson was watching, and we said, which was a bigger problem to me, and all the media, they guarded us great on the perimeter. That's why Georgia had a bad game. They guarded us great on the perimeter.
Yeah.
You know what we didn't do?
Didn't guard great on the perimeter.
Number 2, and I thought she went 8 for 9. Because I didn't realize she started hitting them to the second half.
But Anthony, here's the deal.
I'm talking we were late on all the closeouts.
But she wasn't there. You gotta give Kansas State credit too.
The white girl was nice.
That was she wasn't their star player. She wasn't even a second star player. She wasn't even that real third.
But after you do a heat check, after you hit 3, or if you hit 4, after you hit 5, at some point you'd be like, hold on, man.
So this is what I believe happened. And I don't think the girls adjusted well. The game plan was to front lead, backside, help backside. When Poindexter got hot, they put her on the wing of the help girl.
Opposite side, yeah.
So then our game plan was to help.
What's the point guard's name? Or the white girl? But so they had a hell of a game because you can't let her go.
No.
And then, like you said, Key and her name Key. The big girl was Key.
No, Lee in there she was big too, boy. She was big, pretty little girl. Big. All Poindexter shots came. I don't want to say 100%. The majority of them came from dumping down, put your back out.
Yeah.
What else you gonna do? Now, and then a couple times they rotate a ball a couple times, brought it back to her. Dude, she was just hot, man. I don't care what. She
just like an oven.
She was cooking. So when I was watching, I'm like, all right, we just need to give up the 2. If you're gonna front her, because we didn't have anybody to be behind her, so we had to front her. If they make the perfect pass and she gets a layup, let her get the layup, we'll take the 3-point away. That's also hard from a basketball player just to give him a layup, though. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. Didn't she play down there 8 minutes or more with 4 fouls?
Yeah.
So, get you a foul. Let them play through that.
Yeah.
She bound to foul you. I mean, she bound to charge. And in the offensive end, I kept telling Strack, man, or even Georgia, whoever, like Tiani, like, go at her. Like nobody was really Strack started pulling up when Silver was lined up and she just pulling up. Man, no. I don't care if you missed a shot.
Right.
She can't do nothing to you.
No.
If you get 2 feet away from the basket, she's not gonna do nothing to you. If she does, she's out the game.
Now, Anthony, here's the problem with some of that. Key is your most aggressive out front, take it to the basket. She had foul trouble, so she didn't want to get a charge call.
Yeah.
Strack
but when Silva was in there, the plenty times she had at the elbow, and I'm like, take a couple dribbles, make her slap your wrist.
That ain't Silva. That ain't been Silva all year.
But that's what Brooks should have been telling her. Like,
that ain't Silva all year. Put the ball on the ground. Silva is a Dirk Nowitzki. She gonna fall back or take that wide open corner 15-footer, 13-footer, 12-footer. She ain't going to the rack like that. Now she will slip screen or she'll cut and get a pass, but she ain't like that. Key is like that. Now if Key had the ball on the wing and Lee was on her, Key could whatever headsy or whatever on her and get to the hole. But she also had 4 or 5.
All right, man. I know most people come here gonna be 2 former football players. They ask me now, what's going on in football? I'll tell you this, man. We ain't gonna know nothing for a long time.
I agree.
For the last 2 or 3 years, we ain't known shit. I'm gonna say this though. And this is the one thing I've been told. No. And I didn't really realize this. I never missed a practice in college. Even when I was injured, it was abbreviated. Like I wore, what do we have? Green shirt or a green jersey? Does not be hit. The quarterback wore red because you couldn't hit them. The people that you was injured was green. I believe it's a green shirt.
That was a mummy thing because
no, it wasn't a mummy thing. No, that was a Curry thing.
I don't remember wearing a green shirt.
Because you was either out or in.
There's no gray area.
Yeah, it ain't like you was injured and couldn't go. Like you was on the protocol or you was going. You had injuries? Did you have an injury?
Yeah, I had many injuries.
Oh, I thought that.
Lip injuries, not nothing great. I had a thumb my senior year. Well, like you said, I had concussion. You're right. I don't think little ankle, not like I couldn't play, but they held me. They want me to go full out because they wanted me to heal up.
I'm pretty sure it's a green jersey, but go ahead. Some of the OGs on the thing might. I believe the quarterbacks were red. Yeah. We all were white or blue, and the green was for people that you couldn't hit, that you couldn't touch. That was not a quarterback.
Unless Coach Smith didn't allow that bullshit in practice. My guy's not wearing that bullshit. Because I know put on a green jersey.
Hey, the warm-ups is like game time with Coach Smith, man. All damn
they don't know that. Them tackle drills no joke. Shit.
Man, and Kiel Wilson, little compact ass, man.
Some tackling, dude. You know what? I'm gonna say this, then we go on what you really want. You know what's funny, Anthony? When I went to the Bears, I played with a guy, John Mangum, who played for Coach Smith at Alabama. With Ricky T. And that joker told me some tackling drills that I'm like, why was I complaining? He was doing y'all wrong at Alabama. I thought we had it bad. Dude, he was saying some stuff. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, that was funny.
But that, before we get to, like you said, I think football is just different. You were still there. Nah, you may not have been there. You remember Mike Gerald, little white dude from Florida, DB? Wound up blowing his knee out because they was doing a stalk blocking drill. So they had to stalk. So they had to come up and contain, and the receivers had to cut block him.
Ooh, no,
blew his knee out. You had him just let him cut block.
No. I'm gonna tell you right now. If somebody never cut me in practice, it would have been so Anthony. Do you know who we had on our defensive backfield?
I already know, man. You heard the joke.
Someone trying to cut Melvin Johnson. No.
No, that's the way the drill was set up. You had to just run upfield and you just had to let him cut block you.
Can you imagine someone cut blocking Melvin, George Harris, Reggie? Them fights now. Them on spot fight. No, that was after me. I was start block drills all up top. No cut. Oh no, dude. Oh man, it would Anthony. It would have been fight every day.
Yeah, he
But y'all was cut blocking DB.
Man, it ain't had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do. I think they was just like in probably receiver drills. Like basically start block, you throw the screen, and the outside receiver got to practice on getting in front of him and cut block him so he can't get there. No. But I will say this, and it's gonna take this thing full circle because you know what? Now I've been watching the Pivot a lot, and a lot of them shows with guys we played against now got their podcast, and it's funny when I love when they tell the stories now. So I feel a little bit better about telling the stories because I feel like most people come here for news, not stories. But so Mike Gerald was on crutches. I don't know if you ever heard the story where they was going down. Well, y'all had the same situation, but they going down toward Hagen Hall. Frat Row was over there.
Right. Mike
Gerald, little pretty boy white dude from Florida.
Okay.
He was cool with Gary Davis and all them. Like I really wasn't cool with him. I was not cool, but he was way 2 or 3 years younger. But he was a cool dude, like just cool. You know, probably cute little dudes. He probably got the chicks. So he go over to the frat house on crutches. And all I'm with, wait a minute, you had to be there. Cause I thought they came back to K1 and was like, hey, come on, y'all. They done jump Mike Gerald, a football player on crutches. How y'all jump a football player on crutches? Man, you had to be there, dude, because Fillmore was still there, man. Everybody, Aunt Stu.
I might have been off campus.
But I'm saying you should have known. You know what? You may not have known who he was because he might have been on scout team is why he was getting started. No, but I don't think Bill Curry would do nothing like that.
That's what I'm saying. The cutting is the problem that I have. The stop block drill is cool, but the cut of your player, no.
Man, I can't remember who threw. They threw in the frat dudes out of the window.
You still had K1 when I was a senior. So I'm sure y'all had another year of K1.
When Mommy came, we didn't have to stay in K1.
You didn't have to. But did people stay in K1?
We didn't have to stay on campus at all.
Oh.
I moved off campus my red shirt sophomore year. I lived off campus for 3 years.
I don't remember someone blowing that knee out. Now I remember there was a snowball fight with Frat Row, and we got in their ass. But I don't remember.
I remember y'all doing that, but nah, you know what? Let me think. Maybe it was in the spring. Maybe you was already out, and they was just coming in.
Okay,
something like that.
Okay.
And Mommy, y'all had Curry them had left.
Curry got fired, and they brought.
It might have been around that time. Okay. He ain't never really get a chance to play. Like I said, that's why I'm saying I never really got a chance to know him. But yeah, they said they came in the dorm and said, man, they jumped. When everybody like that motherfucker on crutches. Man, they went in there deep. Man, they had kicked in the door, rearranged and everything. They said, I can't remember. I don't know if it was Fillmore. Somebody threw the frat dudes out of the top floor, huh?
Fillmore Weston?
Yeah.
He Fillmore.
Yeah, I'm not, dude. You gotta think about it, man. I'm talking. I didn't even know the dude. I do know he's a teammate because he was on the defensive practice squad, and he was on crutches. And you saying somebody jumped him?
Yeah, you nah.
I don't care if you was a civilian.
Whoa! Did they jump him? Walk?
Well, we didn't know. We weren't going there asking questions. It wasn't no questions to be asked. It was no questions to be asked.
Yeah, we had some run-ins with that frat row a couple times.
Yeah, but so back to the subject at hand. So that's what I was talking about on Sunday. I know so we took 2 weeks off. Ann said she missed us last week. Apparently, she didn't know we was off the week before. Or is it Michelle? I think Michelle said it. The big deal is, and I want to know what you think about this. So the big word I'm hearing is that we at full strength. And I didn't even think about it until I was like,
whoa, we at what?
Full strength.
Okay.
Like we run the spring ball. Everybody's. That's why I came up with me not missing practice. I ain't never thought about going through a spring where Tim didn't have me or I ain't have Tim. Not saying that one of us couldn't have done it without the other, but I didn't never think about a spring where D Homer wasn't there. Craig wasn't there a time or two. But so they like, we're full strength. And I'm like, oh. No, dude, that's huge. And you know what I didn't think about, dude? You know we didn't have a spring game last year, dude.
Right.
You know we went through most of the spring with offensive linemen playing D-line, right?
Right. I heard that. Yeah.
So how can offensive line get better? And how can the guys that's not getting them reps going into what you thought was a week 2 SEC game, that first week, you gonna figure everything out in that first week? Now there was some surgeries had.
It didn't one of those offensive linemen play D-line in a real game? No, seriously, I'm not.
I think that is about right. I do think that's about right. I'm just saying though. My point was, so I think my point is this. And the more I think about it, the more I scratch my head because people don't like the mass exodus of players leaving here. And I think because they've been giving ultimatums. And I think some of them were cancerous in the locker room. And I say this again to say, when you said, if you not doing accountability comes down to the seniors. Y'all have Marty Moore and all them guys that y'all had to answer to. I'm saying, like, nobody got to answer to nobody. So everybody that's around here just pissing on the toilet seat and not wiping it up or nothing. So now when they say, yeah, we are full strength, like, so now I got the numbers. I can weed out who gonna play on Saturdays, who not. I got a whole spring with you. I can see what you got. If you take the whole spring off, we come in fall camp. Y'all ain't really head banging. Y'all, good thud, quick to the ball thud, but it ain't head. So you don't know what type of person you got. Because if it ain't, like you said, if you ain't cut blocking the receivers, you ain't really getting after it. So I was like, I never thought about that. But I think that was huge in the past. Second point, before I hand you the mic, second point was that you let that many people dictate that they wasn't going to practice. Now, mind you, I was a starter. I led the conference in receptions and yards for quite a while and never missed a practice. So I could have at any point been like, people don't remember all that. I could have at any point been like, hey, coach, man, I need to. Like, now, I wore brace. Me, Jeff Snedeker, Jeff Snedeker never missed practice. That motherfucker had a whole harness on this thing. So the fact that people was missing practices like that, I think it would get conducive to 4-8.
I want to say this. If you watch this show, you get inside great information. Anthony, just like you said before NIL, what did you say about NIL? How bad it's going to affect college football?
Change forever.
I said on this show that there's some locker room issues. I said that early. And when the season's over, what is it? we gotta get the locker room and the right players in here. Dude, it is obvious. I don't know how much it's going to equate to wins next year, because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like saying this and putting it on one player and all this stuff. But there's one player on the team that can make bad things look good, and that's the quarterback. We didn't have that last year. I talk about Shedeur Sanders a lot. If you look at Shedeur Sanders and the offensive line he had, their offensive line wasn't that much better than ours.
Right.
Yeah, they were
right.
better. And he led that team. He led that offense to be able to weather the inefficiencies of the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
We had a quarterback that after game one, it was like, he was like, I don't want that smoke. And does that mean we would have won 9 games? No. But we wouldn't have been 4-8 with a different quarterback. I'm gonna rest on that big time. We're not 4-8. I'm not saying we're 9. I'm not saying we 8. I'm not saying we 7. I just know we're not 4-8. Is that 2 games? Is that 6-6? Is that 5-7? I know it's not 4-8. And all I need to hear our camp is a similar conversation, a similar atmosphere as what I heard when Will Levis came here. Doesn't have to be the same. I need something where we believe in this quarterback. He ain't got to be. What's that, Ant?
Will Levis or Will Levis and Wan'Dale together?
All right, you're right. Will Levis and Wan'Dale together. You're right. But we got, I'm going to say this. We got Macklin and Calzada.
Macklin's being praised. Macklin's being praised, and that's saying a lot. It's not saying a lot. It's not saying a lot because he's being praised. It's being saying a lot because I think people were handcuffed last year. And now they saying, hey, my bad. Macklin was that dude, and we sorry we didn't let you see it. So I'm gonna hold reservations for you. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna say this: when you have somebody, Will Levis didn't even pass for 3,000 yards, and who don't pass for 3,000 yards in college football anymore? It's not like we need a Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart or Tyler Shuck to be on this team. We just need somebody whom the players respect and can rally around to help us win games. Now, if he can pass for over 3,000 yards, that's even better.
Right.
But what we had last year, that was not, you can tell, I'm going to just say this, not from the offensive side, I'm going to say this from the defensive side. You can tell that those defensive players had no faith in that offense. I've been in a situation. I know how it looked. They had zero faith in that offense. Even though they don't play on offense, even though nothing that their job doesn't revolve around the offense, but it's a team game. When your ass come off the sideline, you make a stop. You're like, fuck. Can they just give me 1 first down? Oh shit, 3 and out. All right, boy, gotta go back out. I know it, man. So I'm gonna just talk from that side. There was no belief in that quarterback. I guarantee you, if we had y'all offense my senior year, when we got off the field, we're like, oh, we're gonna go watch some football.
Right.
We're gonna go watch, see what y'all got going on. Right? When I played, it was like, dude, get you some water real quick. Have coach talk to you real quick, and let's get ready. Don't put your helmet down because your ass might have to go right back on. I know it's funny, and I know it sounds comical. I'm not, but I'm being, that's the real conversation that went on. It was like, dude, grab you some water real quick. That's real talk. Get you some fluids in your body. Sit your ass down real quick so we can get some adjustments or whatever coach got to say real quick. Get your ass on the bench. We had the chairs around. Get your ass in your chair. Sit down. Hear what you got to hear because we might be right back on the fucking field.
But here's what happened. It's funny is they made all I can remember think about now is what was that 96 when Jacquez returned them joints back to back. Returned 2 punts. Y'all, they went three and out. He returned the punt. They go 3 and out again. And y'all right back out there.
Hey, that's not funny, but something else happened on a kickoff return. Something, Anthony. That might have been the least amount of plays that I've ever played on defense, and someone still put up 70-some points. Because look, we balled out the first quarter, and all of a sudden the snowball. You got 2 punts back to back. You just lost 10 to 15 plays on defense just off of those 2.
Yeah. Lord, hey, Mr. Jones, man, Jaquez returned punt. They went 3 and out, returned another punt like 60 and 80 yards, something like that. And the one he zigzagged across the field, so went on one side, came out, and we bet to the other. Dude, I'm watching. I wasn't traveling. That's when I wasn't traveling before the Alabama game. They had Jaquez on the sideline. Giving him oxygen. They had him on the sideline giving him oxygen.
Hold on, man. Hold on. You don't understand. Hold on. So he went back to back 3 and outs punt return. We went 3 and out again after the second one.
Right.
He couldn't go back on the field. I can't remember. Someone said the amount of time that he lapsed between those 2 punt returns and the third one was less than like 5 minutes.
That's why he couldn't go. That's why I seen he was on oxygen.
It's like
that's why I seen he was on oxygen, because they said, because he was getting oxygen. He couldn't go back.
Dude, like you said, the last one, I think he ran like 100 yards.
Oh man. So what you need to hear, and this, I do think this though, man. And you said that you give him more credit, and it was a staple in the offense when I played. That, and when we were watching the Cam Newton breakdowns, we can't be that. Our IQs can't be that low. We can't be that football inept. You're saying the quarterbacks, or we need a quarterback who, Will had a strong arm. Will didn't have no intermediate prowess. Like I wouldn't have even his check downs was hot balls.
No, right.
He was just gifted with a strong ass arm. The one thing I want, and I'm telling you this, and Dusty Bonner tell you this out of his own mouth. Dusty Bonner probably can't throw the ball 50 yards. Couldn't throw the ball 50 yards. Well, I don't think his arm no stronger now. So 50 yards. I'm going to give him 35, 40. Good range. He knew when to get the ball out of his hands and where, like, if it was heat, I'm saying, but we knew that. Everybody knew. I knew, the slot receivers knew. The outside receivers may not have known. But I'm saying, why haven't in the past couple of years, and there's been different coordinators, why I'm tripping. Like, and we talked about that when we calling out Mike. Like, if all your action front side, man, let's call Mike over here on the back side. Like, let's let Mike be off the edge. So everything over here is picked up, or everything on the back side is picked up.
Right.
Then I got the front side to myself. I just ain't never really understood football not to be like that. We getting pressure. Now, mind you, when they come in free and beating us, that's different. But when you got free runners, y'all don't have nothing for a free runner.
I'm gonna say this, and I am fortunate enough that I watch all these games and I can condense games into like 12 minutes. Devin Leary really didn't have a bad year. If you really look at it, blow for blow, play for play, throw for throw. He had some issues that happened. Some things he could control, some things he really couldn't. But that season, if you really look at it, he didn't have a bad season. The problem is the expectations for the season were through the roof. and he didn't meet those expectations. So therefore, it was a shitty year. His year wasn't bad. The last year was horrendous. last year, I can't go play for play, blow for blow, and be like, ooh, there's too many plays. I'm like, why didn't we go here? Because, like you said, why didn't we have this? But then I look at him like, why did you throw to him? He wide open. Like, why didn't we go there? He's open.
Right.
What are you seeing? When, like, even though I agree with you, some blocking protections could have been a little better. But damn, I'm like, if I know where he's going, you replace him with the ball. And the guy you could have replaced him with was wide open. Why did we throw to Macklin?
Right,
Like,
right.
what? I don't know. And that's why expectations. I'm like, if you are a coach's son, that means you've probably been watching film since you were 3.
Right, right.
So I'm thinking you have seen a lot of defensive schemes.
Mhm.
Why couldn't you decipher and throw it to the right person? That one befuddles me. And I'm not saying he would have passed for 4,500 yards and we were all great. Like, there was no problem with the offense. I'm not saying that. There were plenty issues with the offense. But what I'm going to say, though, as a guy who played the quarterback position, a quarterback can make things seem better than what they really are. And we didn't have a quarterback that could put lipstick on a pig. He just couldn't. I don't know why, what happened, he just couldn't make it better than what it really was. Because there are some instances where he was given time and still couldn't find nobody who was wide open. I feel like I'm gonna give it's with a better situation at quarterback, we win 6 games. Were we not in the Florida game until we had to put
I'm trying
in
to see what game you're talking about. Okay. It ain't that South Carolina 6-31, right?
Florida game? That's the
It ain't
first one that comes to mind.
We get the Georgia one? You think you're gonna oops up and get the Georgia one?
Ooh. Wasn't even thinking about that one.
Well, Vanderbilt was 13-20. We probably get that. We probably get that. That you said Florida? You gonna erase that 20-48?
Anthony, do you remember how that Florida game went?
Badly.
Remember when Gavin? No, the game was that the year before? No, were we at Florida 2 years in a row?
Nah.
That's what I'm thinking.
What happened at home? Let me see. What happened?
Was that not the game Gavin Williams that came in and threw an interception?
At the end, you talking about?
When the game was tight. Then the snowball kept rolling after that.
No, we beat Florida at home in 23.
It was at Florida. So it was last year.
Yeah, it was last year. I don't remember that game being on. Maybe it was tight, but it wasn't tight down. Man, that dude running back rushed for 300 and man, it was all types of silly shit going on in that game.
I totally get what you're saying.
It was the defense that game, but you might, I'm sure, and I ain't against you. Let me see. That's when no, that's not the case. He had 5 touchdowns.
This is when. So look, like I said, the snowball. Anthony, it was 27-20 in the third quarter. 8 minutes and 34 seconds left. It was 27-20. Them. I remember we was marching and he threw a pick, a bad pick. He might have thrown 2 picks in that game.
Okay, I do think I remember that on sideline. Was it on sideline?
I thought it was kind of like in the middle.
I thought he was just getting rid of the ball. Go ahead.
He shouldn't have thrown it.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? It was one of those. It was 27-20 in the middle of the third quarter. I'm not saying that's a game that just comes to mind. The Vanderbilt game was another one. The damn Tennessee game. not saying we're gonna win all of them, but you can say we go Georgia, we go Vandy, we go Auburn, we go Florida, we go Tennessee. 2 out of those 5 games we could have won with a better quarterback. Not all of them, 2 of them.
Vandy, maybe Auburn, maybe Tennessee. Yeah, Texas. I think Texas. Everybody just checked out at that point. So.
Hey, in the Texas game, I'm not gonna give you Texas because we did put Cutter started, so that was trying to create some energy. I can't give us that one because you did try something, but them other games, man. I mean, Anthony, just think about it. Let's just think about this for a second. The defense gave up 28, 24, 20, and 13 points to Georgia, Auburn, Vanderbilt, and Tennessee, and we didn't come close to winning. Dude, you don't give up 20 points. And I know the defense didn't play well against Vandy, but you still played well enough to win.
Yeah.
You didn't give up 40 points. You gave up less than 30. And you can't pull off some of those wins?
I thought only 2 teams that would score more than 20 points on us would have been Tennessee and Texas coming into the year.
Okay. And Anthony, look, I'm just looking at this now with new eyes because I haven't looked at it in a while. With how bad the defense was said to have played last year, right? 0, 31, 13, 6, 17, 20, 48, 24, 28, 6, 31, 41. That when you come on.
Oh yeah, them numbers ain't bad. Like you said, there's only what? 3
games.
4, 3, yeah, about 3 of them that jump out at you.
And that South Carolina game wasn't all the defense. Now, them other 2 was defense. Texas and I'll say Louisville, defense. But that 31 South Carolina wasn't on defense. That offense gave up a lot. So even with that defense not playing to their best of their ability, and you look at the season now, look back on it. Come on, man. That's definitely a 6-6 season at minimum.
You always find a silver lining. So you finding 6 games this year?
Nah.
No matter what?
I ain't saying
you're not gonna listen to coach talk. You know what's funny? Larry Ball always say, yeah, you hear him talk about it. No footballs touch the ground. I'm just kind of like, I never thought how stupid that sounds. Like, I don't know what that judge. I don't know how you judge, but I guess, it might be media might need to look into what they're doing. It might be why they just tell you stuff like that because they feel like that'll get you out of their damn face.
Right. But Anthony, I'm telling you something though. As a quarterback, when you're in practice and you're going against air, the ball should not touch the ground.
Oh, absolutely.
When you're in practice going 7-on-7, the ball really should not touch the ground.
Right.
I mean, it shouldn't. You got the advantage. There's no pass rush. The ball should not touch the ground in 7-on-7 or going against air. The only time the ball should potentially touch the ground is in team. But even in team as a quarterback, I know you can't hit me.
Yeah.
You can't hit me.
Yeah.
So I don't have that. Ooh, let me get the ball hand. I'm going to just step. You're going to touch me. I'm still going to throw my pass normal. So for honesty, I've been in situations where the ball has not touched the ground because the offense has the advantage. That's not a coach's speak. Now, maybe for us as coaches, we haven't had a quarterback to do that.
I'm saying when we played, and I know we had an elite squad. The ball never touched. It just never touched. Like you. And here's the reason that you failed to mention. I'm not saying you just failed to mention it, but even on 7-on-7 or team, you got a check down. Even if so, you reward the defense. If it's good coverage, you reward the defense. You throw it to the back that's standing right in front of the backer, and he catches it, and you just get hit. But I'm saying you really don't have to let. It's about you making the best decision. You reward. You don't. And I'm telling the ass would try you, but if the defense has covered everything, and you looking and you don't think you can get it, then check down.
Facts.
So so it really shouldn't be any contested throws.
No.
You shouldn't be dropping if it ain't contested.
Exactly. And you know, as a receiver, and now when I played, you come across the middle of your ass still getting hit. But nowadays, you ain't gonna get hit. So even going across the middle, you go across the middle knowing that they can't hit me.
Right.
So I think that can be true, but I'm not sure if it's true with all our quarterbacks. But I can see that being the case. And like you said, the most important thing, you can check the ball down. If you can't throw a check down swing pass, you should be playing quarterback.
Right. Because ain't no damn way the corner just sitting 5 yards off the line of scrimmage while everybody else done ran for 2 or 3 seconds.
30 yards down the field.
Yeah, you just sitting 5 yards off the ball.
Oh shit. For this season, I'm not giving no preseason prediction. Talk to me after the first 3 games.
Let me see what we're looking at. That's where I'm at too. That's where I'm at. I've been trying to look for the spring game. I don't even see that joke on the schedule. I'm supposed to take some kids over there. We got an Ole Miss week too. We got an old Lane Train coming to Lex.
And Lane Train got another good quarterback too.
And you gonna try and put it up to 5th. You ain't giving Dart no credit.
Oh, whoa. I just said Anthony. Did I not say I did my quarterback ranking on this show a month or so ago?
You had Dart like 4th or 5th or something.
Yeah. I had him 4th. Where should it be 3rd?
2nd or 3rd, depending. And for all the reasons you said, because of Shadour's leadership, and he done got hit so many times and all that's fine. I just think his ability to get the ball out of his hands, I don't think he's much slower. He may be even faster than Shadour as far as you're talking about getting out of the pocket and being elusive. They both have to have escapability. I think the leadership quality might come into play.
This I'm gonna give some add on to it. All right, I'm gonna go my list again. I had Shadour, Cam Ward, Tyler Shuck. Then I had Jackson Dart. Then I'm going with my boy at Texas. Those are my top 5. Here is the advantage I'm going to give Shadour over anybody else right now. He played in a pro-style offense with an ex-pro-style offensive coordinator. That's a big advantage. He's my number 1. Cam Ward just is Cam Ward. There's nothing Cam Ward can't do. The only thing I'm fearful of Cam Ward is he tries to make a play out of every play. In the NFL, if it ain't there, chuck it to the sideline. You can't be dipping and diving. Your ass is in the ground with a broken collarbone. No, get rid of the fucking ball. That's my knock on Cam Ward. And it's not a knock. That's just something he's going to have to address. Shadour has kind of the same thing, but not to the level of Cam. And I'm going to just tell you, when I looked at Tyler Shuck before our game, I really didn't. I'm not a Louisville fan, so when I watched his last 3 games looking for Auburn, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker can get it. He can straight spin it. And I think he's the 3rd best quarterback in the draft. The only knock on him is he's old. That's the only knock on him, in my opinion. He's old. Jackson Dart is like this a little bit for me.
How old is he? How old is Tyler?
Chuck got to be 25.
Yeah, 25. Yep.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how that's Dean as negative. He's only 25. It ain't like he's 28. But that's the only knock on him, bro. He can get it. That guy.
That is old, dude. When the life expectancy of an NFL player probably done well because of the way they redone it. It used to be like 3 years, like 3.6. So you got to think. When I came out, Jamal Lewis was 21 years old.
Right.
So he would have been by the time he was supposed to be retired. And he probably retired at 27.
And these quarterbacks are playing a long time.
But they let them hit.
Quarterbacks are how old is Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson probably 28, 29.
All right. I got it right here. Aaron Rodgers is 40, Kirk Cousins is 36, Matthew Stafford's 36, Russell Wilson's 35, Derek Carr's 33, Geno's 33, Dak 31. Dude, these players are old. They playing.
No, them were some different. Then watch that. Then I bet you that bad boy dropped down to real young. Because how many quarterbacks came in the past 3 years that ain't even shit? Your boy Anthony Richardson. And he done tapped out. He on his way out the motherfucking league. Anybody playing with about the game?
We all knew he wasn't good. We played it. No, he wasn't good.
I didn't think he wasn't good. I thought he had a lot of upside. I didn't know he had to go see the Wizards.
Anthony, no, man. No. I'll say this. Half of the starters in the NFL was 27 or above.
Yeah, because they didn't got to that point. How does Lamar?
Over a third was over 30. Over a third was 26. Well, we're over 30. Over 31.
How does Lamar? 28, 27, 28.
Lamar is 27. Which is crazy. I'm looking at this. Joe Burrow is 27. Lamar has played way more years than Joe Burrow.
How long Joe Burrow been there? 4 years?
Age.
But ain't it only been like 4 years?
Let me see.
They must have been there 5 or 6 years. When they win the national championship, LSU.
You know, like LSU. Joe Burrow's 5 years. Came out in 2020.
Okay. So you say he's 2 years older than you, boy. And he just now.
He's the same age.
But he damn near fizzling out.
Whoa.
I ain't saying really fizzling out. But unless he do something magnificent in the next 2 years, they gonna Joey B.
Oh, dude, do you know what year Joe had this year? Joe balled out this year. He ain't fizzled out this year. The defense is hard. You ain't watching no back football this year, dude.
Nah, I think I watched him on. I watched him. Well,
Anthony.
Only reason I watched it because of fantasy, and like you said, I ain't in PPR leagues.
Anthony, stop.
I'm gonna look.
Joe Burrow had 4,918 yards passing, 43 touchdowns, and 9 picks.
Damn,
that's a damn good year, dude.
Yeah.
4,900, 43 to 9. That's balling.
Yeah.
It wasn't Joe Burrow. It wasn't Joe Burrow.
Hold on, man.
Shit, he finished 4th in the MVP race on a 9-18.
Yeah. 70% per. They're probably, you know what? You're right. It probably was his best year. It probably was his best year all around.
Best year. All the way around.
The other year he had a higher percentage. Yeah, it absolutely. Yeah. His second year was.
He had 34 touchdowns and 14 picks.
Yeah. But he just had a higher. I mean, he was just a little bit lower on. Yeah, everything is higher this year. Yeah, he was higher in every category except yards per attempt.
He threw 130 some more attempts.
Wow.
He balled out.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, yards per attempt. Yeah. Well, no, if you can't win, you on your way out, dude.
You can't win. He couldn't. They
You
started
might have
with
to pull a
0-3
Peyton
over 4
Manning, man.
years.
Go find him a team with a defense, man.
Yeah, well,
But
I think
any
he
team,
likes
I
sense.
think
But
any
the
team with
thing
a
about
defense
it,
ain't really, huh?
he's the same age as Lamar with 2 less years in the NFL. That's crazy.
Same age as Lamar with 2 less years. Lamar has 2 less years.
Lamar has 2 more years.
Really?
Lamar has 7. Joe Burrow has 5.
I thought Lamar. Oh, yeah, because Lamar only played 3 years, right? He came out his
Lamar
junior year,
played
right?
3, yeah.
And Joey
And
played
Joe
5.
Burrow transferred. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was saying. It just didn't sound right. Okay. Yeah. Sheesh. Well, we'll see, man. We see people moving all over. You got Russ, man. I'm gonna ask you this, and then we getting out of here. Why Aaron Rodgers just hang it up? You gotta be a certain type of individual. If your own family don't want to fool with you, you gotta be a certain type of individual, man.
You have to bring that up, man. You're right.
And he don't care. Like, he don't care.
When you have that kind of arm talent and that kind of ability, it's kind of hard not to take a risk on you. Because the talent
I understand that.
The talent is there. I don't know if I want him lead my team though.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. That's why everywhere he go, the coaches ain't, man. I ain't gonna be the reason I get fired.
So,
and Russ going to the Giants?
No, the Giants picked up Sierra's husband,
Russell.
And
they think Shedeur going to the Giants too?
Yeah.
So he's going to mentor Shedeur.
Yeah, it actually makes sense.
But Shedeur don't got the arm talent Russ got.
No. That don't. So wouldn't it be nice? Because the best thing for me is
Justin Fields with him too.
Oh, so it's not that to me. To me, is Jameis Winston is the most important part of that quarterback room. I think getting Shedeur with Jameis, with Jameis is going to help them. I think the Russell Wilson thing is to try to hit on a year with a 1-year deal with a vet, then transitions to Shedeur. If Russell Wilson gets hurt, now you got a chance to give it to Shedeur. If he can't handle it, then you can give it to Jameis without ruffling feathers. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, famous Jameson stuck around for a while, man. Was it lobster crabs?
You're right.
He done stuck around for a long time, man, to be a black quarterback that ain't really accomplished a whole lot. You usually gotta be a certain complexion to stick around the NFL for a long time without really. Well, Geno them.
Well, but Geno had to ball out.
Right.
Geno went to Seattle and ball out. Jameis has his moments, but then moments, good and bad moments, not just.
I can't see Geno retaining the playbook, man. I'm not Geno, Jameis. When you look at him, you look into his eyes. I can't see him, and he must be able to, because that's one thing you got to do at that position to stay around the NFL. You got to be able to learn playbook.
Dude,
but they just looking at him. I'm like, I know this joker don't read his playbook.
Listen, he has to. Here's the reason why he has to. Because when he went to the Saints, he was a bag up and got bag up duty and balled out.
Right.
Last year with Cleveland, he wasn't a starter. When number was called, he balled out.
Yeah.
So you got him. When you a bag up and you come in the game and then you start balling out, you gotta know something.
Yeah. Oh no, I give you that. I'm just saying, the visual, the optics.
He seems like a clown. But all the media here in Louisiana love him, and all the players for the Saints love him. So,
well, that's it, man.
good God, that's how much money that joker ever earned.
Which what?
76 million. James,
I thought he might have been at one. How long you been in there? He got it. What he been in there? What 10, 12 years?
10.
Yeah, okay. 70 ain't impressive to me, then. That's a lot of money. I'm saying for 10 years. For 10 years of playing, that's only
no
7 a year.
He ain't been a starter.
I thought backup still got about the bench or something.
Yeah.
70 million is only 7 million a year.
So, hey, just remember, Anthony, he had a rookie deal first 5 years. Just remember that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that was not 10
years. Okay. I give you that much. Oh, famous Jameis. Yep. Man. All right, man. We got the Cats. Man,
yeah, man.
Who you got in the Sweet 16 before we get out of here?
Shit, I don't even remember, Anthony.
You got Cats over Tennessee is all we need to know. With the Cats.
Yeah. I got us over Tennessee. All I'm gonna say, y'all, I'm gonna say with this. The women's Sweet 16 is unbelievable. If you want to see competition, go watch the women's Sweet 16 because you got some amazing matchups. Every one of them. It ain't a bad matchup in there.
Let me see. Yeah, we beat Tennessee 75-64 and 78-73 at their crib. I've been watching a little bit of women's. I have been watching a little bit of women just because I've been keeping up with us and trying to see. And then I started watching again because I was on social media and everybody's talking about, oh, Juju, prayers for Juju. And what the hell happened to Juju? I know they're talking about her or Juju Smith-Schuster.
Well, I could even tweet about it, Anthony. I still have it because I'm like, damn. Like, I'm gonna just look.
Injuries
this is
happen,
just my
though.
opinion, and Anthony is my opinion only. This is really what I want, especially women, girls. When you specialize in one sport, especially in basketball, these things are just going to happen. It's physiologically, am I saying that right? Your physical makeup and the amount of reps and stopping you putting on that knee with your hips being a little bit, with your knees being internal, your hips being a little outside your knees. These are the things that's going to happen. For me, I really wish that more girls participated in at least another sport other than basketball, because just that start-stop with the makeup of the body, man, it's just bound to happen. Dang. I'm still sick or whatever.
She recover, man. Injuries happen, man.
Yeah, but dude, here's and this is just me selfish, right? She was gonna break every fucking scoring record. Remember how Braun was the first to 10,000, to 20, to 30. She was that person, and now this just derails that. That milestone that she was on pace of accomplishing.
What did the one girl? What's the one girl from Iowa? She did it. That's who did it.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark did it. That's who did it.
Yeah, but Caitlin Clark does she have the first? I thought Kelsey.
No, we ain't talking about that. We just talking about a new buzz going on in college.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
The buzz in women's sports, or women's basketball, I should say,
for sure.
All right, man. Shoot, man, we back in the saddle one more time, man. Work stressful as hell. I was glad to have those 2 weeks off, man. We missed y'all, but I love that. I enjoyed that rest. I tell you that. Try and keep this train rolling. We'll be back next week. What we have to talk about? I gotta figure. You know what spring game is? I look on the website.
No,
I think I got a text message telling me what it is, but I don't understand why it ain't been told to the media or the public yet.
Huh?
Unless they plan on canceling it again.
Well, as you said, they fully healthy.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you. You ain't got no reason. If you cancel it this year, woo, hey, they ain't gotta worry about me. They ain't gotta worry about the security people worrying about me. They would worry about the security people trying to get it marked.
Right.
All right, so that's it. Y'all like, subscribe, share, follow, bring your friends along. Hit us up on social media, man. Join the chats, tag us in your chats so we can know what's going on, what your thoughts are. We'll be back next week.